1 2 1 2. Oh, here we go. Okay, we'll be starting in 30 seconds, folks. Hello, Jack. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Zedwaz. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. No sound issues, Jack. All sorted. All sorted. I actually realized what was wrong with my Skype interview. I actually was using a demonstration. I was using a trial version of a piece of software which allows us to link in the Skype audio, and because it was in trial version, I hadn't purchased it. That was causing the hissing sound. So there you go. But anyway, okay. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Now, right. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to check my audio. If it's too loud, please do let me know. It should be fine. Now, hopefully, anyone who wants a video reviewed in this drone channel review, please do include the link to the exact video that you'd like me to look over, and I'll be very happy to do that. So, welcome to everyone who is here on the chat, and without further ado, let's get into this. Now, the objective of tonight's live stream is that we're going to take a look at a channel, and we're going to have a look at a specific drone video, and the name of the channel is Del Burn, and we'll just go over here, and this is it. So we're going to take a look at the video, and then we're going to take a look at the actual channel. So we're going to take a look at a video first, and then we're going to look at an actual channel. So because some of you are just coming into it now, perhaps we should take a look first of all at his channel and give a few tips. Daniel, if you want to have something reviewed, please do stick a link in. Abdullah, I know that you're conscious that you want one done, so I have yours on the list to do too. So hopefully it'll be in the next week or two. And for tonight then, there is a list, so therefore we're just going in chronological order of those people who have asked. Anyway, so let's get down to business. I want everyone to take notes too, so that we can all give our opinion on the video itself, and then we'll go on and have a look at the channel and give them some more tips and tricks. So hopefully you'll all be able to see this too. Hopefully the audio will be fine. And yeah, let me get rid of this. All right, so this is the video, which now, if Del Burn comes in, which I see you have come in, can you tell us your name, please, so that we can direct ourselves to you by your real name rather than your channel name? Okay, I have my pen and paper here, so we're going to take some notes. Everybody ready? Okay, links aren't allowed in the chat. Ah, very good, Daniel. Okay, so what you got to do then is either send me a private message on YouTube, or when this stream's over, drop the link into it, or drop the link on my latest video, which is up there. Anyway, so Del Burn is his name is actually Del. Very good. Okay, that was easy. I was kind of thinking there might have been some Latin connection there, like James Del Monte or something like that. So anyway, okay, here we go, Del. So Del Burn is a nickname. Okay, Del Burn. Del Burn. Where do you put the pronunciation? Is it Del Burn or Del Burn? Okay. Anyway, welcome. It's nice that you're here with us. And so we have two things we want to do tonight. We want to review this video, which is the boat hand launch of the Phantom 3 drone. And then we also want to take a look at your channel in general and give you some tips and tricks that might help as you start your journey on YouTube. And we are all here to help. So please take it in the best way possible. Any criticism is positive and it's just aimed to help you out. Okay, so let's go, everyone. Okay. All right. Very good. And that brings us to, oh, there he is on his way home. Okay, very good. So there we go. Now let's just go back. All right. Okay, well, Delburn, that was pretty good, I must say. Yeah, that's a good video to send along. See, and I like it. So let's just walk our way through it again and see how we get on. See if we, I look like I'm a little bit strong here. Just bring it down a little bit. Okay, hopefully you can hear me all right. So yeah, let's just go through it now together, and feel free to drop in any sort of suggestions on the video to help make it better. We'll point out the good things, and then we'll point out if there's any other things to point out. Now, immediately, I'm going to go back to good examples of storytelling anyway, but this is here we know already. I'm thinking, well, what's going on? So we're getting a couple of angles here. Okay, all right, there's some music already coming in from the beginning. It is a dull day, so it's either the same footage of the beginning of the day or it was taken on 2 different days, but nonetheless he's got a camera mounted on, let's see, on the outside of the car, which is pretty good. And then the side angle. Do you mind if I asked Delburn what camera is going on there? Hold on, let me see. Your car's on this side of the road. Where are you based? Where are you? Are you based in the UK? Or are you based? See, your channel doesn't actually say where you're based. There was a flag on the ship there, so I was wondering, is that Australia or England? So let us know where exactly you're based here, but it does look very UK countryside. Okay, he's got a sun there, so basically we know it's a day out with the sun. Okay, and we're only 17 seconds into the video, and immediately then we're taken on to the boat. Okay, so whereabouts are we in the UK then, Delburn, if you don't mind me asking? Now, all right, so the sun's going down here. Perhaps it would have been good to have left this shot to the, or were you going out in the evening? Or are you just mixing it together and creating a little story for us? Because it looks there that the sun's going down just as you're going out, but the car didn't look like it was. But listen. Okay, so we're getting the sun there. Or I take it it's your son. It could be anybody really. And immediately then, as soon as it does seem like you've taken footage from 2 different events, but it doesn't matter. It's still an excellent. This video is excellent as a general rule. Let me make that clear. But I can see that you were. It seemed like there were 3 time frames there. That you were in the car on a cloudy midday, then it was the evening sun as you're going out, and now this seems to be more of the midday sun. We went out in the evening, spent the night on the river, and the next morning went out in the bay. Okay, spent the night on the river, and the next morning. Okay, all right. Well, hey, tell us that. Tell us that. Are you okay in front of the camera, I ask? Or are you a bit shy? Because that would have been a good way of tying that all together. Even with text, you could have perhaps put the text at the beginning when you're in the car, to, introducing, saying, this is a trip which I made. We went out in the evening, we spent the night on the river, and the next morning we went out on the bay. That clears up that confusion, you see. The shot is good here. This is a great shot that you start off with. Now, a way to really get better, and this was something which was pointed out to me by other droners who had more experience. You can tell you have a lot of experience because, as we'll see later on, anyone who can fly over the water in the way that you did towards the end of this video, I take my hat off to you. So from that point of view, I say that you definitely are either just a brave flyer, or you're a very good and brave and experienced flyer that you're confident enough to do that. So on that note, just watch this shot here. This shot is lovely, but right at the key moment, there's a jerk in the Phantom. I don't know, is that something that has happened automatically, or did you just slightly change course? My advice is, if you're taking on a shot like that, that you don't move, don't have any type of sudden movements. Let the shot flow, and then, or at that moment, break it off if you realize in post-production that you do actually have a little kink in the shot. Cut it and do a transition, and then let it blend in again so that you don't notice it. So it's the shot's excellent, but this is just to help you get better. See, there it happened there. So it happens at second 30. So here we go again. Oh dear, sorry. What have I done there? Damn it. Hold on.
Every business.
Okay, so here's the shot again. So it happens at about 31. All right. See that? Did you all see that? No. So you could have actually started the shot from now. Okay, and then it goes out. So you've cut it off at exactly the right spot. The main, you've brought something to our attention, which is this boat. It doesn't matter whose it is. And then there is a little kink in it again, but just there. So if you can try to keep it just totally fluid so that there's no kinks at all, it makes the drone footage so much better. But you've got it, that's the right time. You could have even waited another second and then went on to the next shot. Here you're hovering with a totally different angle, which is good. All right, now we're back to seeing your son with the binoculars and the little Z in the hair. Okay, so this is good. I take it this is the GoPro that I saw and the other fellow that's with you there. So that's really nice. Or I suppose, I don't know who's who. Can't tell if that's you or if you're the fellow with the... That's a nice shot too. Again, we're saying, yeah, he's out with the sun. And you've included some... Oh, well, that's not, obviously not you. That must be the grandfather. Let me just make sure that this is properly framed. Okay, if I... Yeah, it is. Okay, so you're the guy with the GoPro on the head. Okay, yeah, so that's a good enough angle of vision. Gosh, I'm a bit low down tonight, folks, whatever's going on. Okay, so that's your son and your dad, yes. Okay. Yeah, so you're wearing the GoPro. My son and my dad. That's nice. All right, again, a lovely evening. So you've included some stills. Was that done purposely? Again, it's nice, especially if the GoPro is a little bit shaky on it. Well, then that's the time to include it. Okay, so this was the thing where you were staying in the boat overnight. Okay, some nice snaps there. All right, so I now see where the staying over at the night through the photographs comes in. But even some text at the beginning of the video to let us know that would have made for an even better story. Okay, so now, well, actually, the whole point of this story in theory is the boat hand launch of the Phantom 3 drone, which should be coming now soon. Okay. All right. Okay, so you got your dad to hold the drone. You're a brave man for trying this out. Okay. Again, I would be definitely doing this with your two hands. Tell your dad to hold it with both his hands, just in case Because if you do hold it with both hands, and then as you take off and he feels the pressure of it going up, he can just let go and up it goes. With one hand, it's quite risky. It's also quite risky with boats that have different metal sails and stuff going on, quite easy that they interfere with that. So, and again, pointing the camera away from you is good so that you're going to fly it immediately away, which is all good tips when it comes to doing this if you are going to launch it from a boat. I guess if you are on a boat, that's the only way to launch it, especially if it's a boat that has sails and so on, because you'll need that little bit of space there. So yeah, well, he did that, so that was pretty good. That was a good launch. Now, it would have been nice to have got a little tiny bit more of that bit, but there we go. Because if you are, who's this video directed to? Is it directed to the droning community, or is it directed to fathers and sons, that families that like to see, you know, that you're out with your family and all that entails? So it's I would have shown us more of the launch, perhaps even the footage of it being released, just very, very quickly, even bring in the two cameras just as a change so that it splits up that initial shot. You'll see me doing that every now and again when I'm doing the takeoffs. I try to go past with the cameras. In the shot just previous when you were there, it was slightly overexposed, but that's probably because you're filming into the sun. But in general, the exposure, especially in those days with the... I like this shot here, albeit it's a little bit hazy, but it's not overexposed in this moment. Let's just see, does the shot start? Okay, you go into it quite fast, but that's probably just to save some time. I like the fact that there's a couple of things going on. You've got this boat up here, you've got this boat up here, you've got a nice little triangle going on, which is quite artistic. I don't know whether you did that purposely or not. And down it comes and brings it into shot. Ah! Again, there was a little jerky moment there just at the end. So again, what I would have suggested would have been brought it down, framed your shot, and then brought it up so that you don't have to do any jerky movement. I'm big into trying to avoid that at all costs. There were a couple of guys that even gave me suggestions on adjusting the gimbal slightly, or the yawning of the gimbal, so that that wouldn't happen. Okay, well, he said he's telling us here that he forgot to include the footage. I forgot to record. It happens to all of us. What I normally do, just as I'm taking off, I reformat the card each time so that I'm starting afresh, because I'll always download my drone footage and then I leave it on the card just in case something happens whenever I start the editing process of the video before. But when I go out the next day and I set it up and I get it ready and I start to take off, I immediately totally reformat the SD card so that it's fresh, so that I don't run out of space, and then I press record before I take off as a matter of habit, so that I get that moment. Now, I know a lot of it I won't use because there'll be a lot of jerky images, but I still do record from the beginning so that I have that to be able to work with. If the other camera has been used, now it's a little bit more time to edit it afterwards, but it does look good for the droning community, who obviously will be interested in the tips and tricks that you might be able to offer. So this shot here is beginning, okay, but there is a jerk at the very bottom of it. But if it had been framed from the bottom up and then you brought it down, it would have been so perfect. Now it is 90% there, so please don't think that I'm picking holes in your excellent video. But if we are here to learn, well then these are little tips and tricks We're not going to hold back. This is a great shot. I really like it. It's just, it just would have been perfect if it just sort of went right down without any jerking. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Bring that boat in. I think what happened was you thought, shit, the dinghy's not included here. And you did a little pull across to get it in. I would have left it out rather than cause that jerking motion there. Because there's perfect. So I would have started the shot from here, would have brought the drone up to above the very, very top of it, and then I would have just pressed the lower, I would have taken my hands off everything else, and I would have just lowered it down nicely. And there looks like there's no wind, so you're going to get a pretty perfect shot. And then just here, just stop it. Okay. Now I like the way that you're not just, you know, showing us loads of drone footage here and boring us with it, because it can get boring if it's not within the context of a story. So you definitely want to be going back and forth and using it to tell the story. Remember, drone footage by itself is useless, because just go on to Shutterstock or Getty Images and you'll get all the best drone shots that you ever want. It's about framing the story, and the story can either be about you launching it off the boat, in which case you'd want to tell us about that at the beginning when you're getting your stuff into the car and you're saying, lads, today's a special day. I'm going out in the boat with my son, with my dad, bit of a family get together, and you know what, I'm gonna launch the Phantom 3 from the boat. And you like, a good part of storytelling is create a dilemma at the beginning, you know, entertain us, say this could go wrong, this may not be everything that it's cracked up to be, but I feel I can do it, and I feel like today's the day. So I have my dad for some extra support. He's going to hold it. Let's see how we get on. And tell us that at the beginning so that we know what's going to happen. The basic rules of storytelling, I mean, if you go back to the classics, we're talking here the first few centuries AD, we're talking about, you know, there has to be an introduction, 3 main points, and a conclusion. That is the basics of any speech, any story. You want an intro, and you want 3 points, and you want a conclusion, or something to that effect. So in the intro, you want to captatio benevolentia. You want to capture the sympathy of the people who are watching. You want to get them ready so that they're excited about what's going to happen. And usually that's throwing in something that you're going to try and do, just something to keep us enganchado is the word in Spanish, just something to keep us hooked. Pardon the pun, giving as we've got a fishing rod going on here. But yeah, that's what I would be suggesting for the beginning of it, and then it'll make this much nicer. Now all this is really good. You're going from drone shots, now you're going to catch a mackerel here, so it would have been, you should have whipped that GoPro off your hat, stuck it on a pole and got it into the water, and we could have seen this beast up close and personal. Confer, one of the videos I did during the summer where I'm going through a green bridge, and there's a lad fishing there and he catches a pike, and I stick my GoPro into the water. Shameless plug of my own video there, but anyway, that's what I would suggest. If you want to see how I did that and how I brought that into the beginning of the video. I like hearing the conversation here. He's obviously excited. Now this is nice. I love the way you slowed it down here to get a good shot of the mackerel and a little bit of slow-mo. Really well done. It turned out very nice. Okay, so now we're back to the boat again. Bit of a slide shot. Now you're coming in nice and close. Okay, there you are. The experience. Oh, you can't see it there, lads. I can see it on my screen. Let's just see if I move it across. Does that happen? Ah, missed it. We'll bring it back here so that we can all get a view of the main man. There he is. Look at that. Here he is, boys. He's got his GoPro, his hat. He's just watching it go by. Oh, look at that, running free. What a lesson for us all, running free. And I like the way you've got it framed here that, you know, this is a good shot. And again, you know, we're not seeing the horizon right in the middle. You're giving us 3/4, which is very good. And now we're getting a little bit of the footage of the drone itself, which is good. And now we're back to seeing the main man. Oh, I'm telling you, eh? Look at that six-pack. Well, just as well you had that controller in front of you there, or all the chicks would be fainting as they're watching it. Running free. There we go. There's another nice angle. You should have went over and showed us a bit of the coastline there. Look, are you far away from it? That would have been nice. What's going on over here? Are you taking us out to show us the area, or are you just showing us the boat? If you show us a bit more of the area, get that little dinghy and scoot over there and show us what's going on. That would have been very interesting too. Okay, we've got a bit of a sparkle going on. Some people would say that's overexposed, but you know, it's okay. You could start to experiment a little bit with different LUTs and different ND filters. Were you using any ND filters? I ask. Dilburn. For this, are you using any sort of filters over your drone? Certainly the one with the clouds there looked like you had. You'd probably need a 16 here, especially with that type of sunshine. Okay, now I think you're attempting the one where you're orbiting it quite low. You have to be very careful there, so well done there for being able to do that. That's an impressive shot. You would be amazed how, if these are automatic settings, it could very well be, but if there are ND filters, you need to go down to an ND 16 for that type of sunshine, and you'd be amazed on the colors. Let's have a look. Oh, no filters. Yeah, ND filters are a must here. What did you do any color correction afterwards? Now this is a nice shot here, which I think is a really good shot. It's ending the story. You're heading back to the shore. It would have been nice actually for that boat to have disappeared out of the shot. Perhaps it does in this one. I would have left the drone stationary and just disappeared right out of the shot. Well, that one's actually quite good there at the very end. Okay. All right. So that's the initial view of what was going on, and we're going to take a look at your channel now. I'm going to go into the chat for a second and see what's happening. Let me just move this over again so we can take a look at that. All right, let's go up here. Oh, wrong mouse. Wrong mouse. Okay, let me see. Where am I going with this? Oh, here we are. I'm looking at a couple of screens here, so I have to just be careful. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go up here. All right. Nice shots at the end. I agree. No color correction. No color correction. That video could have been so much better with color correction. Now, it was quite good already, but you definitely need to get into the ND filters. ND 16 at least for that type of day. Do you know what? They're pretty cheap. Polar Pro are the really good ones, but you can get other ones that are kind of generic. Slap them on there and that'll really improve those shots. You probably wouldn't get that same shimmer. I actually have the next couple of videos are going to be up around the coastline too, and yeah, ND16. It even though it looks dark on the monitor, it definitely is good when it comes to post-production. Okay, let's go over here. Cheers for the work. How we go? Okay, hi Big Drone Flyer 77. Yeah, you have to go back to work. That's fair enough. But the files won't play. They say corrupted. What did I miss? Great work on what you're all doing. Okay, thank you. I think I forgot to record the drone. I appreciate all the comments. What? That's exactly what I want. Okay, all right. Okay, so you have a problem with your files being corrupted. I wonder what all that's about. I think I forgot to record on the drone and take off. Okay. All right, I got that far, so that's pretty good. There is a lot to learn, Delburn, there definitely is, but you know, some simple tweaks are enough to just make it even better. You've already put in a lot of effort there. You've got the shots on the car. You must have some sort of Osmo there, which is stuck to the outside of it, or the GoPro. That's good. I would keep doing that, especially to let us know where you're going. It just introduces a little bit the story. Oh, the files for the underwater shots that you mentioned were corrupted. Oh, so you did actually throw it in. Yeah, I mean, it's well worth it. Definitely a little bit of that. I'll just not to try and say, oh, look at this really good one, but I'm just going to show you the intro to this one that I did that had a little bit in it, and I'll explain it to you, and then we'll just go back to looking at your channel to see is there any tips. Because there are one or two things there. So let's see if I can open this up, go into my own channel for a second. I'll just show you that. I don't know if you've seen this one, or if those of you who have tuned in have seen this one that I did during the summer. Let's see if I can find it quickly. It's not one of the castles ones. All right, this one here. Okay, so here we go. Just have a look at this. Okay, just look at the intro of it, and really what I'm trying to do here is give you this Captatio Benevolencia. What is going to happen during this video? That's what I'm trying to get at. All right, so okay, and that was in 30 seconds. So the first 30 seconds of that video is my intro. So I'm basically trying to give you an idea of what's going to happen. So he's in the car, he's going somewhere, there's a bridge involved. Okay, there's a nice shot. Okay, another one. There he's setting up the old GoPro. He sped that up. There's some guy fishing. I'm getting a lot of information at the beginning to hopefully hook you in and say, yeah, let's see what this is all about. onto the bridge shot, bit of an intro. I'm kind of experimenting and getting my own style, and then I start. Okay, so we've arrived here, and this is really, look at the evening we have. Alright, that's all I'm going to show you, Delburn. I hope that gives you an idea of what I'm trying to say. I hope that you see what I was trying to do. Perfect by any means, but it certainly is a way of getting that intro. The first 30 seconds of your video are essential, especially because there's lots of people that just watch the first couple of minutes of a video. So that can be something which you need to really try and make an impression there right from the beginning, and then go on to show us what you're at. Now, the people who watch all your videos will be very happy to, go through it all, because they've made a connection with you, and they're there to kind of see what you're at. So there'll be but if somebody stumbles across the video, you want to really hook them in from the beginning, and that's what I was trying to do there in the 30 seconds. And even that might have been a little bit too much. I mean, the fact that I put I loved the way this here bit came in. Where it just comes in here, it shows the fish, and then the music sort of is matched. All right, enough of that. Okay. All right, thank you for taking the time to review mine. Okay, all right. Thank you for all. Yeah, that's true with that. Okay, right. I'm just going to one last thing then I'd love to do is just go and have a look at your channel art and so on. See, is there anything that we can do there if you have another minute. We'll be finishing this up maximum an hour. Drone videos, the review end of things here. Can I get rid of that wee bit? No, I don't know if I can. But anyway, if I move it across here. All right. The channel art's good. I immediately know that live drone life. I know that you're into drones. I know that you've got a sense of humor here because you're sticking out your tongue. I think you should put something in here in the About Us section. There's nothing there. Tell us that you're in the UK. Tell us what you like, even if it's a couple of lines, so that we know if you're the type of person that we want to connect with. Some people will want to, some people won't. You're only interested in the people who do want. Channels, playlists. Okay, you've got some playlists going on here. Videos. My first 360 is a personal view of, okay, you've got a couple of castles. Your thumbnails are okay. There's a lot of text going on. I wonder how they would display on a mobile phone. See the way here that you've got the number and then it's being covered by the text. I've just recently realized that, and it's the same thing on the phone, so I'm going to stop putting text over the numbers in my thumbnails so that that isn't hidden and you can actually see it. I see there's a castle going on there, so that's a pretty good thumbnail there. Perhaps you should consider, yeah, I see it's the DJI Phantom 3, so you could make that a bit bigger, right slap bang across there. And is there a regularity? Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, you're getting in about 3 or 4 a month. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in that month. And then it was a while back. So you're obviously just taking this up again. And I suppose consistency will help in theory, for your channel to grow. Okay, that one was the one that we saw. This one too. So yeah, there's a little bit of incoherence regarding the thumbnails. So I think at the beginning, especially at the beginning, there's an element of trying to keep the theme of the thumbnails similar. So for example, if you're doing ones that are all about the drone, perhaps if you're going to go, do the yellow border like this one, we'll then have them all with the yellow border with the red text, as opposed to just one in the middle. Just sort of find your style and then stick by it. If you're going to do castles within every castle, perhaps put this around it. Again, just move up the text there, just so as the people can see that. This is nice too, because YouTube, I would probably get rid of the YouTube thing here, because I mean, we're on YouTube, so we know it is. Take advantage of the space. You can certainly leave your name there on the other side for people to see, and just make sure that it displays properly on a mobile, and the only way you'll know that is if you check it. Okay, so that is everything that I want to say about this channel. I think there's a huge potential there for creating excellent videos. You've got a lot of the gear. You've got a few things going on. You've got your GoPro. You've got your Phantom 4 or Phantom 3, and you have a boat or access to one. So there could be some great. Show us inside the boat. Give us a tour of the boat. And then you can target all the people who are into boats. I'm quite sure there's loads of people that do that. There's loads of great ideas. Then those shots you could even repeat or use them again for that video. I know nothing about boats. I like to go out on boats. I live very close. I've considered getting a boat at times, but I just think I'd never get the use out of it. But, that looked absolutely fabulous. So, a couple of videos on boats. I'm sure there's a lot of boating people. Use your drone, tell us the story with the drone, but it's so easy to come up with themes of stories for your channel. Yes, it's about drones, but tell us about the boat. You could make a whole series on Saturday afternoons on boats, or Sundays on or the boat life with my drone, a little mini series there, and think it out and think of the 10 essential things that everybody who's thinking of buying a boat must know about. Oh, that type of thing. Those would be great things to see about, and using your drone to enhance that story. How do you get that thing in the water? Is it there all the time? Is it parked up somewhere? Is there much of a cost for doing that? Is it a yearly fee? Is it what goes on? Is there much petrol or diesel used when you're out in the boat? People would love to hear that type of carry on. At least I would. I hope this has been helpful, Delburn. I hope so. I hope that everyone who has watched this video also has got some good value from it. Any questions before we go? Any questions? Thank you, guys. I'll be checking out you guys and your channels. Okay, let's go up and see what. All right. Any questions for me before we go? Please do remember to hit the like button. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to drop us a comment. Check out my latest videos, and I have a few coming up. And what do you use to create your thumbnails, folks? Folks, how easy is it to create thumbnails? Look at this. Let me just show you this. I'll show you how quick it is. All right, drone review channel. Okay, this is for whoever just asked me that question there. All right, let's go over here. I use canva.com. Bada bing, bada boom. Have a series of ones that I've already done. I use this type of theme. So for example, today I have this for my live channels. I just take a screenshot, pop this in, have the exact size. This is a free program, canva.com, and you can set it up, the thumbnail size, and then you just go and you can add your own photographs. There's all sorts of text options that are free. There are elements, there are layouts, there are backgrounds. I mean, if I even take a screenshot and upload it, it's so easy to be done there. And you can just crop and filter and so on. I actually have a video where I show how to do this. I'm going to upload it in the next few days. Now, any other questions as we go up here? Do you know how to save corrupt files? You can actually send them off to someone and they will uncorrupt them. There might be a slight cost involved in them. I mean, is it really worth it? I don't know, but there are online companies where you can upload the corrupt files and they will uncorrupt them, believe it or not. So it just depends if it's really important footage to you. Okay, so the few people there. Herney, if you're new to the conversation, please don't forget to subscribe also. And yes, folks, I think I'm gonna leave it there out of respect for your own time. And I do appreciate that you've all come in, and I look forward to catching up with you all again. As I say, when this one goes live, don't be afraid to drop the channel link of what you want reviewed, and I will happily do it. Delburn, good luck with everything, and stay in touch. And everyone who has joined us, if I haven't said hello to you personally, please don't take it as me ignoring you. On the contrary, it's been great. And down under, please remember to subscribe too. And there's a few normal regulars that have tuned in for this one as well. So thank you very much to everyone, and I will catch you again. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye. All right, that's us. Bum, 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 bum. Better get editing some of my own stuff. That's what I'm going to have to do now.